Hello again, everyone. I am Lunaris, and this is Dark Souls, and we are back in Orlando. We just explored the Great Hollow and Ash Lake, and we have a couple more things to do here in Orlando. I would not normally go out of my way to do what I'm about to do, but it is relevant to some of the things that have happened in the story and revealing some things that have been kept from you as a player by the folks who are telling you, that they're on your side. If you come to Orlando and you go to the rotating platform, shoot. Huh. Okay, well, that's fine. I've been here already without, like, where we're going I have been to without meaning to. So that's fine, because we can warp there. This also gives me a few extra minutes to talk. So this entire time, you have been given marching orders by a serpent who says that the old gods of Orlando and the old gods of the world have either outlived their usefulness or have gone mad, and that it is your job as the chosen undead to reap their souls, put their souls into the Lord Vessel, and use that Lord Vessel to access the kiln of the First Flame and take Lord Gwyn's place. And we've pretty much done so without questioning it. There are some weird things going on or whatever, but, I mean, we've pretty much done everything they've asked us without questioning it. However, should you decide to question it, should you decide that you're not really jiving with what they're selling you, it is possible to find out sort of the truth. I won't say the absolute truth, but sort of. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to complete Orlando to the point where you can move that center moving statue, or the center moving platform up and down. You need to move it to its lowest level and then come all the way to the bottom to this bonfire. When you first get to this bonfire, this big wall right in front of you will be closed. The only way to open that wall, or to make that wall disappear, is to equip the Dark Moon Seance Ring. This ring is granted to adherents of Gwendolyn, Dark Moon Deity, and Lastborn of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight. It grants additional magic attunement slots. The Dark Sun Gwendolyn is the only remaining deity in Orlando. His followers are few, but their tasks are of vital importance. Right there, that should pique your interest. He is the last remaining deity in Orlando. However, we met a princess earlier. We met Gwendolyn. Or, Guinevere. Guinevere is the daughter of Gwyn. If he's the last remaining god, what does that make her? Well, the truth of the matter is that Kingseeker Frampt and Gwendolyn... Well, Kingseeker Frampt is in cahoots with Gwendolyn. And they've been using you to keep the world alight. Because the truth of the matter is that Gwendolyn is the last god, and Guinevere is an illusion. And not only is she an illusion, but, well, I mean, I'll show you here in a moment.
What foolishness! Why trespasseth upon the great Lord's tomb, whilst thou art a disciple of the dark sun? Mark the words of mine self, Gwyndolin. Thou shalt not go unpunished.
So now we just chase him down. And it's annoying. There's nothing we can do about that. That wasn't... I don't... I hate this. I hate it so much. Like, this is the strangest boss fight. I'm messing it up terribly, honestly. This... There.
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
Is one of the strangest boss battles. It's just annoying. It's like he teleports and like it's difficult to run. And that's just because of my heavy armor. I mean, that's all there really is to that. If I weren't wearing such heavy armor, it wouldn't matter. But now there are a couple treasure chests we can loot. That one's empty. I don't know why that one's empty. But now we have the Sunlight Blade Miracle, which is a very good miracle if your faith is very high. We have the Brass Set, which is the set that the bonfire, the lady defending the bonfire wears. And as soon as we go back to that bonfire, she will be hostile. So the idea is that we're going to port to that bonfire. We're going to kill her. And then we're going to go see about Princess Guinevere. And the reason we're going to kill her is because she'd be hostile to us anyway. Like, there's no getting around.
So it was you, was it? How dare you? But how? This man is a threat. Must...
So now we have the Firekeeper soul. We're going to homeward bone back to whatever bonfire it was we just rested at. Because that bonfire is still lit. We're going to warp to the chamber of the princess. Because Guinevere is an illusion. But not only is she an illusion, so is everything else in Anor Londo. The sunlight, like everything, is an illusion. The guards, Gwendolyn himself, the sunlight, well, not Gwendolyn himself, I'm sorry. Guinevere was an illusion. The sunlight was an illusion. All of the guards were illusions. And now that we've destroyed light, we have two folks who are upset about that. A Knight of Balder, it looks like. And a Knight of Berenike. They must have been summoned as a last defense. Now, I know they were just standing there, so they weren't actually summoned, but that's supposed to give you an idea of what will begin happening now that you've killed Gwendolyn. The Blades of the Darkmoon will be after you. That's why I'm not going to stick around here very long. And now we go and look, and everything has turned dark. This is what this is what the world is actually like. The rest of the light that exists, everything else, it's just an illusion. Unfortunately, they didn't carry the illusion through everything. Like they didn't, like when we go back to the Firelink Shrine, nothing will be different other than I think Frampt will call us a heretic. I don't think Frampt will want to help us anymore since we've basically killed the guy he was helping. We're gonna level up. And this is it.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well and wide awake. Do not treat me like an old withering snake. I am pleased. Is it? Very well. Then
Alright, so he has no idea that we've killed Gwendolyn or anything yet. Which is fine. Okay. Let me try and see what I can do. I think this is as good as we're gonna get. So I'm going to go ahead and reverse my hollowing, because we're going to want to be able to summon help for the fight. I'm going to go ahead and offer all these souls to the Lord Vessel. We'll go ahead and rest one last time, so we come right back here just in case we die. And I am going to keep this episode rolling at least until we reach the first fight, because this might take me a couple of times to accomplish. I do not know if I'm going to be able to summon any players to help me out here. The place to do so would have been right back there. I didn't see anything, so we're just going to push forward. I really don't want to dick around here. So I will try to counter these guys when I can. But I'm going to assume that the best way to attack all of this is to just backstab them. And I would stop and admire the scenery because of all the cool ash and all the skyline apparently. But I don't want to be invaded. So just gonna make this as quick and painless as I possibly can. Because at the level I'm at right now, I can and will be invaded. Probably. I'm sure there are plenty of people still playing here. We've gotten invaded like 4 times by actual player characters while we've been playing this. So it's not impossible. I don't know exactly where I want to fight this guy. That was bad. That could have been very, very bad. That's the Black Knight set. If I wanted a heavier armor set, like, you really can't ask for better protection than that. The Black Iron set's really, really good, and Havel's set is really, really good, but it's also extremely freaking heavy. And because we saved Solaire back in Lost Izalith, he will be here. And he is here to help us one last time. Come on, Solaire. Like, it does not, like, it does not surprise me that, you know, Solaire, being the guy he is, made it this far. Just don't fall off the edge of the world, Solaire. Come on. Let's be quick about this. I'm nervous. I apologize. Because this, even as good as my gear and stuff is, this fight is almost always difficult for me. Save that for Gwyn, buddy. Because as soon as we get in here, he's going to be all over me. And Solaire got the final blow. That's awesome. And this is where we get to make our moral choice of the game. If we leave this chamber, we will be casting the world into dark, and we will be getting the quote-unquote bad ending. But if we come over here and we light this bonfire, we will be kindling the world for just a little while longer, bringing light to the world for just a little while longer. And that's what I'm going to do. Because I have spent, other than the last few things that I did, I've spent this entire game, you know, trying to play the good guy. Because I like to play the good guy in this game. I like, even though with different pieces of story elements that you find, you come to find out there's not much of a difference in the outcome, whether you're the good guy or the bad guy. I like holding on to the hope that we can, you know, as players and as a person, a part of this world, make a difference. One of my favorite lines that anyone has ever said about what it means to be undead, from a fan perspective, is Vati Vidya. He said, if you fall down 7 times, you stand up 8. That's the cry of the undead. You know, not only are we fighting for ourselves, not only are we fighting for our own futures, but we're fighting for every single person that we've met along this journey. Big Hat Logan and his apprentice. Siegmeyer and Siegland. You know, Rickard of Vinheim. Andre the Blacksmith. Kingseeker Frampt. Gwendolyn. Like, Black Iron Tarkus, who didn't make it past in Orlando. For everyone that has ever come before us or will ever come after us, we carry on. And Solaire, I feel like, embodies that perfectly. That's why he's one of my favorite characters. And that's why I like to play the game the way I do. Because that's, you know, regardless of what the outcome is, that always feels the best to me. So here we go. And in order to become kindling for the bonfire, we have to sacrifice for ourselves. We have to sacrifice ourselves. I know it might be a little difficult to hear over the music, but I want to thank all of you for joining me on this very first playthrough on my channel. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos, and I have a bunch more cool stuff coming out for you. I know this game is almost 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old, but it is one of my favorites, and it is a game that will stay with me for my entire life. I will probably go back and play this. You know, I probably go back and play this, maybe not all the way through, but at least to the point where I keep myself familiar with it at least once a month. I play this game to a certain level of completion at least once a month. And I have over 1,000 hours in it across every platform. So I want to thank all of you for joining me and indulging me. And we're going to go ahead and skip this, because now the game starts over and we start in New Game Plus. But we have all of our gear and all of our equipment. But I'm not gonna press this series any farther. I explored all the elements that I wanted to in my first playthrough. So until the next series, this has been Dark Souls, and I am Lunaris. And until I see you next series, thank you very much for watching.